Do 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 do.
Another hour to go, you know. Do your time and a half, Peter? Do your time and a half for working the extra 30 minutes? No? Oh, well. It's a good feeling, though, isn't it? I mean, you really feel as if you, when you've got the hour and a half, you can just relax a little bit and, you know, take a bit more... You can't? No? Keep going? OK, right. At the moment, one of the most popular movies on video is this one. It's called The Serpent and the Rainbow. And the movie is all about zombies, which we sometimes refer to as the living dead. You've seen quite a few of us on television. Well, according to my next guest, zombies really do exist, and science has discovered how a person can be made into a zombie. To find out about this extraordinary phenomenon, would you please welcome our regular underwater expert, Reg Lipson. For a start, people who are tuned to the show for the first time would say underwater expert, and they would expect you to come out in a tank or something. And also, what's the history of zombies and underwater? How does that come into the picture?
Well, the zombies are created by a powder that's called zombie powder, and that actually well, in Haiti, they believe it kills the people, and they bury them. And they remain in the grave for up to 3 days, but in actual fact, they've been totally sedated by the most poisonous nerve poison known to man called tetrodotoxin. And at the end of that period, the Bokor comes, that's the person who created the zombie, opens the grave, takes the person out, gives them a hell of a beating to prevent their soul from entering again because he thinks he's killed them. In actual fact, they're sedated. And then he gives them another mind-killing psychoactive poison called Datura, and from that moment on he has control of them.
But how can they live for 3 days, though?
Some of them die, but their metabolism is so low, Bert, that they hardly need any air or oxygen at all, and they live in the grave. They are totally immobile, they have been pronounced dead by a doctor, and yet we have at least 11 authentic cases of people coming back. Their death certificates have been examined, they're quite true. And this is an incredible poison called tetrodotoxin, and it relates to a marine biologist because fish have it in their skins.
All fish?
No, only special fish. We have them in Victoria. These puffer fish have it. And these little toadies that people throw around on the piers, people catch on the piers, and I don't know whether you can see those very clearly, but they are the common little toadfish that we catch off the Port Melbourne piers, etc. That's why it's such a dangerous fish to eat. It actually has it in its skin.
Is this related to... I heard somebody on radio recently talking about Japanese restaurants that have to be licensed to serve a fish which is basically poisonous.
It's exactly the same poison.
And even when it doesn't do any ill to you, if it's worked correctly in the restaurant, you get a tingling sensation around the lips and a tingling sensation in your fingers.
That's right. And
why would you eat it in the first place?
Well, you go into a euphoric state, so it's like a drug.
I see.
And some people do die. They lose 50 people a year in Japan from fugu poisoning.
Stupid fools.
And they pay $10,000 a meal for it. And they lost their top actor 2 years ago to it. Two chaps died from it. 2 gamblers died, Japanese gamblers died. They sent one home to be buried quickly. The other one had to be stored for 8 days to be sent to his home village, and he woke up on the 6th day. And he had been too, once again, if you like, turned into a zombie, but he had time to wake up. And the Japanese know nothing about zombification. So that was an authentic case. The other one, they believe, was buried alive. He was probably still alive. When you are poisoned by tetrodotoxin, probably the worst thing is that you are completely conscious. The victims know exactly what is happening to them. They are put into the grave is closed up, the dirt is put on top, and they're laying there conscious.
But you've got no control over
No control whatsoever. Their heart has almost stopped.
But you mentioned before, then they have the people who've done this to the zombies,
yes.
they then have control over them.
Because they give them another drug which destroys their mind. It's called the zombie cucumber, and they give them a paste, and that destroys their mind, and then they take them well away from there and they sell them into slavery. Now, the way we know about this is that some of them eventually didn't have their mind destroyed, and they made their way back. And this was only discovered in 1982.
So, and the main reason is simply for the slave trade?
It's much more than that. It's actually, they only turn people who are nasty into zombies. If you're an unpopular person in the village, then somebody may pay the Bokor to zombify you. So it's not just a slave trade thing. You have to sort of be a nasty person. The Haitians are dead scared that their wives and that people they love will be turned into zombies because they're not frightened of zombies, they're frightened of becoming zombies. So when their wives and husbands die, they pay to have their jugular veins opened, their throats slit or decapitated, or a knife plunged into the heart of the cadaver, just to make sure the person is dead and won't end up as a zombie. And that still goes on today. It's written in my will, Bert.
Is it really?
I want to have my throat cut or something happen to me.
Well, just to make sure you're not buried alive?
Make sure I'm not buried alive.
But surely there are other ways of doing that, aren't there?
I think these days with modern medicine in a Melbourne hospital they'd be pretty sure, but in some remote parts of the world, and I visit a lot of those, if I died I'm not sure that I would be dead.
I suppose that's something that we all have nightmares about, isn't it?
Oh,
being buried alive. I defy anyone not to have gone through that nightmare at some stage, whether it be a legitimate nightmare while you're sleeping or something that you just conjure up in your mind, you know, during the day.
Horrific. And these people are totally alert. I mean, as the dirt's falling in, they're hearing it. They know what's going on.
I think we've gone far enough. I think I might be ill if you go any further. Reg, what is the powder? Oh, incidentally, we should mention too, by the way, of course, in any segment like this, if you believe that you're married to a zombie or you know a zombie or whatever, I mean, see your doctor before you do anything about it. What does the powder look like?
The powder is just a white powder. It looks just like that, Bert. It's absorbed through the feet, through the skin. It can be rubbed into a wound, or they simply... The Bocor just makes a mat of it. He paints a cross in front of your house and you walk out of your house in bare feet, a wound on your feet, and that's it. You're dead.
Smell?
Don't smell too deep, Bert. Yeah. My God, he's gone. Perhaps I better take over for a few minutes.
That's not the real stuff, is it? No. I was going to say, be very careful because it smells just like Johnson's baby powder. Is that what it is? Oh, I thought it was the real stuff for a second.
I couldn't get the real powder.
Good on you, Reg. Well, it's lovely talking to you, and that's a fascinating subject. So, for goodness sake, whatever you do, be careful of the fish that you pull in from the bay, and don't forget it's a drug too. So, if you've got a very understanding fish and chip man, just go in and say, 2 flake, and 20 cents worth of you know what. Thanks a lot, Reg.
Thank you.
Reg Lipson, ladies and gentlemen.